Assalamualaikum Madam Syazwani. I hope you are in good health. My name is Siti Nasmi binti Abdul Azim with ID number 2019597411 from class BA 2505C. So, today I will share about issue and recommendation on airline industry due to pandemic COVID-19 that shackled the world since last year. So, before I go through the issue on the airline industry and the recommendation can be taken toward this industry to help them survive in this pandemic, I will explain little bit about airline industry to give an idea about what I am going to explain today. In Malaysia, there are many airlines company which are Asia, Firefly, Malindo Air, and the oldest one is Malaysia Airlines. This is the causes of why airline industry in Malaysia become a major contributor on gross domestic product. According to International Air Transport Association IATA, $10.3 billion of GDP are come from air transport industry and foreign tourism, respectively are $5.2 billion and $5.1 billion. But due to COVID-19, the GDP in Malaysia dropped because, as we know, there is movement control order, so people demand on airline transport is decreasing, and also foreign traveller cannot come to Malaysia to travel because the border among countries is closed. I will discuss more on the effect of this pandemic on the next slide. Due to novel coronavirus, it really gives a huge problem to the airline industry. Like we already discussed on the report, the issues are decreasing on demand of air transport, financial problem, and unemployment will arise. All these issues are related to each other because due to low demand, firm will face financial problem. Then, to overcome this problem, they will lay off or cut their workers' salary. But today, I only focus on unemployment issues, since my friend will explain about the other issues. The issue that I will discuss is unemployment. As we can see in the graph, the unemployment rate in Malaysia started to increase in March 2020 and increasing continuously every month. As we can see in May 2020, the unemployment rate spiked to 5.3%. This shown in May 2020, people that are unemployed are 826,100 peoples. The question is, why unemployment rates start to increase in March? So, the answer is, this is because started from that month, movement control order is begin. Now, we will look through airlines industry in Malaysia. For Asia, they already took initiative to lay off their employees in June 2020. The remaining employees is still being paid by the basic salary, flight allowance, sector allowance, and overnight allowance, even though they already laid off 333 workers, but this still not solve the problem inside Asia. So, in October 2020, Asia once again retrenched 10% of 24,000 employees and reviewed the salaries and offered unpaid leave for 6 months or until situation improved to the remaining employee. Next, Malaysia Airlines Berhad. They do not lay off their employees, but they offer them to do voluntary unpaid leave to all its 13,000 employees started from March 2020. Employees are given a choice whether to take 3 months of unpaid leave or 5 days of unpaid leave per month for at least 3 months or between 1 to 3 months started in April 2020. They also stopped taking new employees and promotion of existing personnel. Cut of 10% salaries of senior management also being implied. Now we go to the Malindo Air. Malindo Air At first, it ordered their staff to take 2 weeks of unpaid leave and cut off their salary by 50%. But in October, Marindo Air do a drastic decision by they lay off 2,200 workers, which is more than half of their workers. This COVID-19 pandemic does not only affect industry in Malaysia. As we can see, international airlines such as Singapore Airlines, Cathay Pacific, British Airways, Lufthansa and Emirates also offering their employee an unpaid leave in order to cut their costs. In addition, Airline Joyce, which is a CEO of Qantas Group, giving up his salary for the rest of financial year to help his company. 30% of salary cutting also being applied toward their board director and group executive management. This shows that unemployment issue is occurred globally, not only in Malaysia, but every country face the same problem. So, in Malaysia, economically, unemployment issue can be worsened as we expected. This is not only make unemployment rise, poverty in our country will also rise as it can reduce their income per capita. To protect airline industry in Malaysia, we already listed 6 recommendations that can be taken to overcome the problem that attack this industry during COVID-19 phenomena. All these recommendations has been proven effective since it already applied by other countries. So, why not we try to implement it in Malaysia to see either it effective or not. If the positive result come out, it should be a bonus for our country. The recommendation that we are already listed were installing UVC robot to reduce anxiety of passenger, take pay cut and reduce on perk voluntary by top airline management, following airline firm should cooperate or accept an acquisition, creating awareness campaign. Next, government should give incentive on operational charge. Last but not least, airline company together with private medical institutions should collaborate to give promotion on COVID tests. So, on the next slide, I will discuss more about the last recommendation, which are airline company together with private medical institutions should collaborate to give promotion on COVID tests. For the recommendation, I will explain about the private medical institution should collaborate with airlines company by offering a promotion on COVID tests. This idea I get from Japan Airlines. They work together with medical institution in Tokyo by giving discount on COVID-19 tests to their customer. People who travel with Japan Airlines will get discount on polymerase chain reaction PCR if they book the airline with tour package. The normal price for PCR in Japan is really expensive. It up to RM 1,600, but now people only pay for RM 440 ringgit. If they want to make it easy, they also can purchase saliva test kit at RM 550. Why Japan Airlines apply this? Because nowadays people easily get scared to use public transport because the risk of being infected towards COVID-19 is really high. So, by make this promotion, people will feel safe because they know whoever that use the airlines is already being tested. Another advantage is people will demand to travel as they know COVID tests in the package will be cheaper compared to other places. So, I think Malaysian Airlines company should implement this because it will give positive impact to them. Malaysia airline companies can collaborate with private hospitals such as KPJ, Columbia Hospital and Prince Court Hospital. For the conclusion, government along with airlines companies should play a big role to overcome the crisis that attack airline industry. they should try to solve the problem before it becomes worse, because we don't even know when will this pandemic end and when will the border to across the country is reopened. We do not want this pandemic continuously give negative impact on airline company, workers and also traveler. I think that's all from me. I hope Madam get the idea that I try to share. Thank you for everything and have a nice day. Assalamualaikum.